Your popcorn ready, everybody, because this one is going to be exciting. You might know what we're doing here in the next month. It's called RockstarsDream Magazine, the magazine for those who want it all. We get to interview people from all walks of life and people who live really exciting and interesting lives, like my guest today, who is not only just going to be featured in the magazine, but she's going to be a model, part of the Rockstars Dream models, which looks like this. This is the monthly delivery of lingerie. And then she's also going to have a featured article talking about where she came from, how she got into wrestling. And it's a real honor to have her here. So Julia Lynn, thank you very much for being here.
Well, thanks, Mike, for having me.
Yeah, I can't believe, whenever we started talking, I saw you were really active in the scene of entertainment. And, I've always been into wrestling since I was a young kid. 1997, 98 is whenever it just exploded. So I was into it. I'm sure you were too.
Oh, yeah. I definitely started at a really young age.
Cool. So we don't have much time on here, so I'm going to get right into it. Tell me what got you into wrestling, a little bit of background, where you're at, what independent circuits you're working with right now, and maybe a cool story or two. I think our audience really is interested in what you have to say.
Well, when I was younger, my cousin's actually the one that introduced me into the wrestling scene. He brought like a little toy ring to my grandparents' house and little action figures. And I was always so curious about it since I was a little kid. And then I'd watch him, or he'd watch it on TV, and I'd watch it with him every so often. And then years had gone by, and it was kind of like up and down. And what really got me into the independent scene, what got me back into wrestling big time, buddy John McChesney. He works up here in Erie, which is actually where I live currently. He's an independent wrestler himself. He owns, he's one of the co-owners for Revenge Pro Wrestling, which
Wow.
is one of the independent scenes. He introduced me to the one in Pittsburgh, which is IWC, International Wrestling Cartel.
That's the one I'm familiar with.
And so I work with mainly this one wrestler named the Man Dime, Elijah Dean. And then down in Pittsburgh, I also work with Team Big League, which is John McChesney and Sure Shot Zach Nystrom.
And your stage name or a professional name is pretty unique, and I think I see a lot of people trying to replicate it on Facebook. But what is it?
My wrestling name is the Dime Piece.
That is very marketable, and I think you have apparel line and everything that you could showcase, right?
Right now, I've got just one T-shirt to sell so far, but I'm working on broadening that.
So obviously, it's not everybody's dream to be in wrestling, but I think for a certain crew like myself, it's something that maybe we would want to try someday. Whenever you started to get into it, how did your community feel about you now becoming part of the wrestling gang, which I hear they're a wild bunch of people?
They definitely are. They're a lot of fun. Whenever, like, outside of the wrestling world, when I was telling people I'm starting to get into it, they would look at me funny and like, really, you? I'm like, yeah. I mean, it's always been a secret little love of mine. And the more I'm doing it, the more I'm getting into it. And I have more stories to tell and experiences. Like the one time we were in the Wheeling Island Casino, and Elijah and I were going against John McChesney Big League, John McChesney, and I had caused a couple distractions, and John got mad to the point where he reached over the ropes, grabbed me by my hair, lifted me up onto the apron, and was about to punch me, but instead turned me around and placed a big old smack on the face with a kiss.
Now, is this stuff that you know is going to happen, or is it a lot of it, just kind of making it up on the spot to keep people entertained?
The thing is, you never know what's going to happen with the wrestling world.
Wow.
Never.
Yeah. There's a lot of training. There's a lot of signals, a lot of secret stuff behind the scenes. But whenever push comes to shove, it's almost as if you better be able to go on the spot, make something up, and just kind of fly in front of people. And there aren't any redos. There aren't any, let's try this again. It's let's make this happen or not, right?
Oh yeah, it's one shot. And I'll tell you what, the guys and girls that are in the ring, they're so professional, so well trained. And I'll tell you what, they always give it their all, 100% every single show. And I absolutely love that about them.
How about some people you've met that probably everybody on my feed would know? Kevin Nash, who was Diesel back in the WWF days. Wardlow, who's now a big star in All Elite Wrestling. You work with these people, you know them. Anybody else that you could think of that maybe it's pretty fascinating to see how they start out and then they could possibly be in the biggest leagues the next day?
Well, Elijah and I had gone against the chairman, Sean Spears, over the summer.
Who's also part of All Elite Wrestling right now.
Yes. And then I've met back in January, I got to meet Al Snow.
Oh, wow.
And then I think last year I got to meet Rhino too.
Wow. Now, Elijah, what is his name? Elijah, I believe his name from WWE, who has the guitar. What's his name?
Elias.
What is it? Elias.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't watch WWE anymore, but Elias, he's from the Pittsburgh area. Have you ever met him?
I've never met him personally, but a lot of the people in the locker room have worked with him and know him personally very, very well. I believe he is from IWC. He was there before I got involved with any of that, but I heard he worked really well with them too.
Wow. So what do you love about it? And maybe I can kind of give you a backstory. I think a lot of the stuff that I put into my business comes from my fascination with wrestling, how it started, what hooked me when I was a kid, what kept people entertained all these years, what gets people involved in storylines. I kind of involved that with my business just because the love of story. But what made you fall in love with it, and what do you take from it and apply it to your business, your lingerie business, your modeling, all that?
I mean, I do love the theatrics part of it. I love the physical aspect of it, the modeling. A big aspiration is growing up, I had a lot of self-confidence issues, and I had a lot of people in my past telling me, well, you can't do this, you're not good enough for that. And growing up, I said, you know what, I'm going to set these goals for myself and I'm going to make it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to these goals and prove these people wrong.
So you have a little chip on your shoulder. Is that what you're saying?
A little bit, but the thing is, it's like, I'm one of those people that likes to be proud of what I do. I like to be like, hey, look, this is what I did. I worked hard for it. And like, look, here's my representation of what I did.
Are you a really creative person? Like, do you like to have your own ideas come to life in some aspect? Is that what also drives you?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, a lot of my work that I do is based off of my passions. Like, I'm very passionate about what I do. Whenever I do something, I always give 100% every single time.
That's awesome. Growing up, or even now, who are some people maybe you idolize and maybe steal some ideas from, or say, "Ooh, I could apply that in this way, in this fashion," and maybe you kind of model yourself after?
Well, I mean, do you mean within the wrestling world, or do you
Anything,
mean like
really, anything? I found out through writing books for hundreds of entrepreneurs that they become the person maybe that they've always wanted to become when they were younger. And there's something to their heroes. We start to, and maybe I think you've seen this, but you've seen our wrestling belt, Zero to Hero, that we have.
I noticed that, and I really love it.
and so what we find out is that like your heroes kind of shape you when you're younger or whenever you can get older. It doesn't matter. It's basically having someone to model your career after. Anybody like that you can think of?
A big one. I never really realized it until more that I got older, but I really looked at Princess Diana like that.
Wow.
Because if you think about it, she was not a royal whenever she married into the family, and she broke a lot of barriers. She broke a lot of stigmas for the world. And like, she was like, you know what, I'm still going to do these things because I'm passionate about it. And you may not like it, but I'm still going to do it because I love it. And that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, that's good. It doesn't have to be in wrestling. It's just kind of seeing how they handle the spotlight, right?
Exactly. Because it doesn't have to be with wrestling. It could be with everyday life. Like, it could be with my modeling. It could be like, working at a salon, which is what I do also. I mean, anything really.
Switching gears a little bit now. So you became a model for RockstarsDream, which is a monthly delivery of lingerie, like I said, and it's lingerie for your dream girl. How did you see that? What made you get involved? And, how is it looking for you right now? What are you doing with it? Other than the big step that's happening next month, which is the magazine?
Well, I mean, Nicole actually approached me about it, and I really liked how she did the thing at the Tattoo Expo. I've been kind of keeping tabs on like watching that, and I thought it was really, really cool. And like I've been doing a little bit of modeling for a couple years now, and I really like the concept of it. I like the fact that it's run by a female, it's female empowering, and that the fact that it's not just about like the basic Victoria's Secret girl. It's for every girl, every shape, every size. So you can look confident, you can feel sexy, look sexy. So it's not just about like, so you feel good about yourself.
Yeah, and I know the cards that come in the boxes. I thought this would have it. This is just sort of a dummy box, but the cards that come in, it kind of define what a dream girl is. You know, they're entrepreneurial, they're confident, they're sexy, they're outgoing, and they help other people who are around them. I don't know if you've seen that in those boxes, but you're right. It's more of a tribe that's being built by Nikki Cochran, and I'm glad you're able to see that side of it's not just wear lingerie for people, but maybe lingerie for yourself.
Right. I mean, and it's also nice the fact that people can buy it for others too. Like it's an empowering, I would say it's more of an empowering movement that like, especially in times now with this pandemic that's going on, we're really having a hard time. And with this company, with Rockstar Dream Girl, it's women empowering women to be better.
I love that. Yeah. Not many people think of it right out of the gate about all women, but that's what it is. 750 women are a part of this program now, and even today is a record-breaking sale day. So it's growing, and it's not just Nikki pushing it; it's other girls sharing it, and those people get paid residually as long as those people stay on the program. So that's the whole thing. Is I think that people need to get paid in a certain way, not just once, but residually, and hopefully that's going to happen for a lot of the dream girls, including yourself.
Oh yeah, I love it.
And then the other thing that's coming up is the magazine, and I read through your article, and I can't wait for other people to read about it, and hopefully it's an ongoing thing they were able to contribute. But what are you looking forward to from this magazine, Rockstar's Dream, for those who want it all?
Oh gosh, I mean, it's definitely a really good platform for building yourself and building your business and growing as a community. Like I'm personally doing it because I love what I do, and I want to spread the love and the happiness that I do in my life. Like a smile is probably the most infectious thing that you can give in the world. And if I could put a smile on somebody's face by being passionate about what I do and share that with somebody else, it's perfect.
There are some, when this pandemic is over, hopefully it's over pretty soon. I mean, you're in Pennsylvania with me. I'm not seeing anything positive from the governor about when this thing is going to be, able to resume with shows and whatnot. But your next show is scheduled for, I believe, is it May or was it June?
June. The one that we had in May is getting postponed. For that one's for IWC. We're actually going to be doing a double header. The one in May was the Proving Ground, and then one in June is our Super Indie 19. Let me double check the date. That is Saturday, June 13th, and that is at the Sports Time Event Center in Elizabeth, Pennsylvania for IWC.
Elizabeth, Pennsylvania. So I'll be sharing that out. This magazine is going to be very much focused in the Pittsburgh area. So it will actually be in this magazine. If you guys pick up the magazine, we'll have the date of her next show, IWC Promotions, right? IWC, is that what it is?
If you can always check out IWC Wrestling on Facebook, Instagram, or you can check it out on their website, iwcwrestling.com. They've got tickets, information. You can even do a monthly subscription of their pay-per-view, which is like $9.99 a month. And you can see past shows too. And it has all the information about anything that you want to see in the Pittsburgh area regarding IWC.
It's awesome. Guys, give us a like here. Give us a like or a share. Get her name out there, not only in the wrestling scene, but in the modeling world. She's really growing. And I believe with Rockstar's Dream and the promotion she's going to get, a lot of people are going to be coming her way. Hopefully other girls to join up with you as a Rockstar's Dream girl. And therefore you can kind of be the leader of showing them what it's all about. And hopefully them branching out of their own confidence or into their own confidence. And also, going after their dream. Sounds like that's exactly what you do every day.
I try to.
Instagram, Facebook, what's the best way for people to follow you, like you, find out more information about you?
The easiest way to get a hold of me would be Instagram. And it's Julia_Lynn official, JULIA_LYNN official.
And one of the last questions I have for you, a couple years from now, where do you see yourself? What are you doing? Are you a wrestler still? Have you gone on to do other things? Where are you going in this life?
Oh, gosh. I would love to still be doing the wrestling. I would love to still be doing that. I'm very passionate about it. So, I'm just literally getting started in it. So I would love to still be doing that in 5 years. I'd still love to be doing the modeling in 5 years. And just growing in my businesses.
The majority of my audience is basically entrepreneurs. Okay, so they love the fascination with brand building, maybe even storytelling, or even sales or entertaining a huge group of people. What would you recommend for them? Is there anything that you can give as a tip about maybe keeping a story together, not breaking character, even whenever the pressure gets really, really difficult? Anything that you could say to these people?
A lot of it is the mindset. Don't let somebody break you, because you need to be mentally strong in order to not break character. You have to be very focused on your ending goal and not let anybody bring you down.
Love it. Yeah. So basically stay strong, no matter how difficult or how hot the kitchen gets. You got to stay focused. And I love the fact that that's why I think live entertainment's so great, is that you get to see their true character no matter what. It's a testament to who they are inside. I think that's what you see every day when you're on the tour. It's
a lot of fun.
Last two questions. Favorite song, favorite music. It's all about, we kind of tie everything back to music in this magazine at certain points. But what do you listen to right now?
Oh God. I guess music wise, like I have such a wide variety of music love, because music is another one of my big passions growing up. Well, let's see. I've been listening to a lot of Ice Nine Kills, I Prevail, a lot of like punk rock music.
Nice. Yeah, I see the tattoos, the fishnets in every one of your pictures. So there's definitely punk rock in there, boiling up.
Yeah.
And we were just at the Tattoo Expo. Tattoos tell stories. Is there a tattoo that really means a lot to you that you could share with our audience? Because I think that if you find out about what they're putting on their body, you can find out a whole lot of what's inside also.
Well, for me, every single tattoo I have on my body has a special meaning. But I have two that I'm very, very proud of. My hip piece is Phantom of the Opera. It was a big thing for me because I went and saw the musical, and then later on that day, I went and saw my grandmother. She was 94 years old. Unfortunately, it was the last time I got to see her, but she had the biggest smile on her face, and it's one of my favorite musicals. So that's a big one. And then the other big one that I have is on my back. It's a crossword puzzle, and it has all my grandparents and great-grandparents' last names.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so they're always with you.
Always. They always got my back.
Awesome. Guys, check her out. Julia Lynn Official on Instagram. We'll put it down below. This is going to be on YouTube also. I can't wait to see the article when it's actually alive next month in the Rockstars Dream Magazine. You're going to be hearing a lot about her, and then get in touch with her to follow her on her journey. as a professional wrestler. So thanks so much, Julia. And anything else you want to say to these guys?
Just keep rocking out. Like I said, definitely check us out at iwcwrestling.com. Any of our shows we got coming up like in June. Also, if you ever get a chance to stop up in Erie, Pennsylvania, we've got Revenge Pro Wrestling. That one is, let's see, that is Saturday, August 1st. So definitely check us out up just 2 hours north of Pittsburgh too. So
cool. Direct message her if you're a girl out there and you're looking for a business to maybe work from home during this pandemic. Reach out to her. She'll get you connected to Rockstar's Dream, and you guys can just keep rocking together. So, all right, guys. Thanks so much for your time, your attention. You stay safe, stay focused, and keep living the dream.